Greetings. Things and times stay with you. We want to into a conversation about Islam and W.D. Muhammad another time.
Whoa, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah, it's just a matter of time. Oh yeah, it's a matter of time. Time is the master, but I am the master of time. Time is the master, and time is the master of life. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah, it's just a matter of time. Oh yeah, it's a matter of time. It takes time to build this world. It's time to rule this universe. It takes time to build this world. It's time to rule this universe, y'all. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Whoa. In the morning when just sunrise, I give thanks and praise to see the light. In the evening when the day passes by, I lift my head and shout to the sky. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Sometimes we have bad times, sometimes we have good times. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is permanent by time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Whoa. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh yeah.
Yes.
Everything is
So we want to start from saying that we have patience and we should have perseverance. There are some people, hundreds, perhaps thousands of us, as in African people in the diaspora, in America, in the Caribbean, and in Europe, that lacks tolerance and patience. We, well, some of us embrace Al-Islam for a life, for a good life. Al-Islam, if anyone did not know, from us in the diaspora, Africans, and in America, is a way of life. Al-Islam is a way of life. It has duties. It requires a human being to commit ourselves to many disciplines. Many disciplines. And it teaches us and guides us as to how to shape our families, or develop a family. Because we're going to be part of the society, or we're going to have to participate within the society, whether it's a Muslim society or not. But we will develop and must develop a community. From doing so, which starts at the family level, it's about families, not my family, but families. Being a male, I need a female. To make that connection and relationship with a female, myself and my family have to know that female's family. So we're bonding as a family. We're creating a unit. And then I have to respect and accept my responsibility. Not just as a man, but as a human. And as one who wants a wife. We're about to create a family of our own. But we are coming from two families. Two families. Which both of them want to see us prosper. Want to see us relating in harmony. That's pleasing. That's the family. That's the Muslim man and the Muslim women. And that's the Muslim families. And the ultimate goal is where our society, our community grows and expands within the society. And our infrastructure, because it's most families that have done and are doing the same things. Our institution starts with learning. And then our institutions goes from kindergarten to secondary to university. That's our community. That's our contribution to society. That's what is required of us. So our perseverance is consistent. It's consistent. It rules out looking over shoulders and condemning another family or another person about whatever. That doesn't create harmony. That's distrust, and that creates negativity. And there's no way our Prophet or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has expanded, guided us, show us to be like that. Nah. Doesn't even tell us anything about that, like things like that. Because then at the same time would have to tell us what the repercussions would be. No. It's man that dwells on things like that. Islam doesn't. There's no room for negativity. But when negativity does occur, obviously one will have to deal with that. So the point I'm making, we don't start out from a point of looking and developing this pessimistic mentality. So now I've used the word. There are people who haven't been among us, but have been hearing, haven't experienced, but have been hearing, haven't lived a week as a Muslim, but have been hearing, that are now feeling with some kind of joy and pride to condemn W.D. Muhammad's effort for us as a people, not us as a people who have been Muslims alone. It was for us as black people, African people, period. Period. But negativity didn't see that. Why is they calling themselves Moors? Why some were calling themselves Hebrew, what have you, after they were Ansars, and like myself and my people invested so much in training and teaching that individual at that time. But just to pull his cloak and correct him, he became so boisterous and arrogant. Look where it took him. He didn't summer down and says, okay. He decided to move and become some Hebrew what have you. Then he got somewhere with that because the people stayed and more people came. Then he become a brand new being Hebrew, and then he come with the Nawapians and so forth. And then there was a long journey in relation to a language that was being developed by his administration and himself and his administration, Nawapian. That is linked here because these are splinters. And not splinters fighting against us as in W.D. Muhammad, American Muslim Mission. No, just a splinters as in showing that we're not sure what we're about doing, where we're going, because we wanted a unification. And the unification is to raise us up as African Americans, African Caribbeans, Africans in the diaspora to excellence. So it didn't have to be a Muslims, but we had to be a people who realize our evolution and make it work. Everything that we touch, make it work for ourselves. And we had goals. Because we want to achieve. Want to raise our family, want to raise our children. Want to develop. Because we're anxious to taste freedom. And we're also anxious to go home. Back to the continent. So we didn't want to let Marcus Garvey effort go in vain. We don't trade with Africa. Can you believe this? Now we've got some person now that has created something and have made a set of people to believe or to feel that they have a right to denounce Africa. They have a right to denounce themselves. They've been so dismissive of ethnic cleansing. And they're so dismissive of the European supremacy. That is ignorant. Now, they're deciding to challenge in a disgusting manner anything or any group or organization, especially from a Pan-African point of view, to condemn us. And now from an Islamic Muslim point of view, to condemn W.D. Muhammad, because we're not in jail. We're not on reefers. We're not on scamming. We're not. And once you know that we are aged, don't be dismissive of us. We have children and grandchildren. And we didn't fail them in education, and neither have they failed themselves in education. They're not attracted to plain amusement. They're not domiciles. And they're not forced to do anything, because the excellence of the way in which we started, we developed, they can only, that's what they saw. That's how their homes are flourishing. That's how they saw us and they see us as mothers and fathers, uncles, and so forth. We don't have to put on any pretensive makeup. Neither do we wait for other people to validate. I want the brother from that Moorish group and all these other groups, FBAs, etc., to hear this. Because you're wrong. If you're receiving money from the authorities, you're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb now, and you'll forever be dumb. And your own children going to chastise you all. Your own children. And maybe they will come out and expose you all. Using the internet to browbeat people, and you don't know what they stood for. And you're behaving like you're writing a book because the way you interviewed different peoples from the Nation of Islam. But you have your own laundry, my brother. You have your own laundry. You have your own laundry. You're coming from a person who did something, and then they split up into different factions, and you're holding on to that something. And you want to make it appear that this individual wrote or have a Quran that represents black people in America. Because I didn't hear you say African people. Because we're not that dumb. But then you want to say that any of us who holds the Quran that was given to Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing upon him, is following Arabs. I mean, is that the only thing you can do? The accommodation that you have, is that Jew Ali's accommodation? Did he build that? Or did you build it? Or did we build it? I mean, you pay rent to somebody. Is it us you're paying the rent to? Some African, some black person, African American? Mind how you talk. Make sense of what you're trying to project. Because that Arabs thing, your grandfather could have been an Arab, but you have Arab as in a particular skin tone. Look at the sister that's on my screen. Depict where you think she's from. She is from the continent of Africa. But is she Fulani? Is she Igbo? Is she Sudanese? What is she? Is that important? But if it is to you, pray tell us. And tell your wife. Tell your children. And before, by the time you reach a certain age, and you were influenced by what the Moorish body stood for or were doing, what were you? Were you a follower of Jesus Christ? What were you? Ask yourself, man. Not ask yourself, be honest. Because the condemnation, and then the fact that you want to say, if we went down the road of the Quran, then we're following these Arabian people, and that ain't no good. What make you say that? Huh? So everything in this earth that is not being validated by us and sanctified by us to be black, as in black, I don't know where the black land is, but as in whatever, I don't know. You have to decipher that one for me. But if he's not African, let's say, it doesn't hold anything of significance. There's too much of us in that ignorance. They ain't doing anything for themselves. But they feel that they have the right to show the ignorant pessimism on other people that looks just like them. And they ain't bringing nothing to the table. But they want to eat. Now, if what is being provided, you feel that this is neutral, this is okay, but by the time you finish, and my wife and the children clears the table or the floor, and we let you to understand that the food that we just consumed came from Persia, or came from Iraq or Iran or Arabia, what would you do? Stick your fingers in your throat to vomit? After you told such a good story, or your reaction was, that was fantastic. And is there any servings for when I'm leaving? Now you're told that, yo, you know there's fish and there's beef and the whole, what should I say, the menu came from these places. Is that what you would do then? Turn around and stick your fingers in your throat to vomit? Because you have this thing that, nah, I don't want nothing to do with these Arabs. But you can't tell me what an Arab is. Now, you're claiming more. But you're claiming more to say that more means black. But the Bedouin Moors of Morocco and Mali and Senegal, do you know them? Do you know anything about them? And the Moors of Mauritania, do you know anything about them? and the Tuaregs. Do you know anything about them? And the 800 years, the Moors in Spain. Do you know anything about them? And they don't all look like you and me. The Muslims of Spain, from Africa, or the Africans in Spain, they weren't all Muslims. But the institutions were established by Muslims. The education, that's what I mean by institution, was established by Muslims. The exchange, financial exchange, was established by Muslims. The cleanliness, the hygienes, the roads, the baths were developed by Africans, built. Huh? So it's not a Muslim story alone or Muslim intervention alone. It was Africans. It's just that the Muslims, I want to say we, but the Muslims were well developed in the sense that they just didn't sit and talk. The Renaissance came from there. Do you know that word? What does it signify? Where it came from? But then if you say to yourself, well, it's not African, it's not black, it's Arab, we don't want to know. I mean, how ignorant can you be? The Inquisition was placed upon us. The people that you want to be part of, by using the word more. That's when you decide not to use it as meaning black, but then when you want to use it as meaning a people. So you need to visit Morocco. No, before you get to Morocco, you need to visit Senegal, Mali, Timbuktu, you know, same province, you don't have to go very far. Same constituency. And then Morocco. And then after Morocco, I don't want you to disappear among the Tuaregs in the Sahara, but I would like you to sit with them for 2 days or 3 days, the Tuaregs. Many of them are the complexion of our sister right here. And many are your complexion. But they're all Africans. They're all Habashis. And they will take you into Mauritania. By this time, you might as well take your wife with you because you may just get married again. But what are you going to complain about? What are you going to complain about? You're going to complain that there's no bright lights, there's no McDonald's, there's no basketball, there's no gridiron football. I mean, what are you going to complain about? Oh, they don't have all these cars, right? Now, that's just to show you, if you don't travel, things that you're saying is redundant, or that you're trying to say to put us down, because you don't come up with solutions. You don't come up and say, well, you know what I mean? If the nation did this, because we Moors, this is what we've figured out all these years. We young ones that's embrace or follow things from Juali and yeah, you know, we become so productive. And our lives are like this, and we've got communities, and we're excelling, and now we're in the 21st century, you understand? And what we like to do now is to link hands together and exchange, and our children play with each other, and, you know, we can have seminars and symposium. You're not talking this talk. You're talking a division, a divided thing that somehow you're going to be more superior than the nation, and you're going to be more superior than us. How is that possible? If you project any deficiencies in what Imam Wadi Muhammad were projecting, we're all ears. And not just all ears, because if you say, if someone says something and don't have some suggestions, then that person's ignorant. It's no point me trying to tell you I'm saying, you drive like a jackass. First, I shouldn't tell you that you drive like a jackass. They say that, you drive with lack of safety, consideration for X, Y, and Y, and then demonstrate to you. Ask you, please, allow me to expand on what I'm trying to say to you. And then you allow me to sit in the driver's seat in your vehicle. And if that didn't happen, I'll surely find a way, not that day in time, but to take you out in my vehicle. And then get right back to that point. Because I care, I'm considerate, but I'm not just going to tell you, man. And if I can't do something, if we can't do something ourselves, we'll find someone who can to assist. That's what we got from W.D. Muhammad, those type of guidance. But those guidance are there in the Quran as well. But that's what he is advocating to us. So that we can live together, we can share together, we can fall in love with our lives and with each other. We just don't keep validating. We don't come up with these wide-eyed speculations. Because, brother, when you're at school or university, learning to be an engineer, to be a technician, to be a researcher, to be a doctor, we wish you well, whoever it is. So when you graduate and you're employed, we're happy. Meaning that if you went and own a house or own apartments and so forth, we're not going to be sitting around looking at you and say, yo, you know what I mean, this and this happened because of these Arabs or because of these Europeans and everything. No, why should we do that? Because those 4 years that you're studying and trying to graduate and everything else, we were aware of it. Now you've graduated and you got the cream of the crop because you're able to put some employment to be employed. Now should we undervalue or undermine you? What is the benefit of that? It's easy to criticize and do nothing but criticize. It's easy. A person from kindergarten or people who attend kindergarten, they also are motivated and taught how to use their intelligence and reasoning towards what we call, and is properly used today, critical thinking, critical thinkers. And I think that you know about that, but you're earning something. You're gaining something. Because I've been watching and listening. And then when one rewind and go through some of the areas that you have been involved with. You come like an investigator, and you're good at it, but you know how to camouflage it to make it look like, there's something that's affecting our community and so forth, and you dive straight in. You didn't have no solution for the Black Panthers. All you was there for is a tearing down, pulling down. No solution. And that's what made me think that, you could be part of, hey, Star. And if that be the case, that's so sad. Because the thing that gets a lot of people, when you record those songs, like we have sound system and you have some specials, you're good at that. So that marries up the mindset. And then you come with your investigative theories. And you're good at pulling people down. And never in all the stuff that you've had see you come up with solutions. You just tear people down. And your investigational skills is not yours. You're receiving from somewhere. You're receiving from somewhere. Because you don't actually come to help the individuals that you go after. But then you have some personal conflicts with different peoples. But you still get information. And those information is not in the public domain. Get some information on WD. We're waiting for you. Bring it, come, hurry, hurry. Quick shot. At this time, you're going to fix yourself. Not because of us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fix you. Seriously. Do your worst. Now, let me switch. The Nation of Islam. It's been a tremendous effort and movement for you all, African Americans, in the day and time. The philosophies, the ideology, it's not Islamic. Nothing to do with Islam. A lot of Christianity, but Assalamu alaikum over here, and the word Quran over there. So for many of us, we don't know when they say Muhammad, who they're speaking to, or who they're referring to, just like you. You did it the other night. So Elijah is called Muhammad. W.D. Fahad is called Muhammad. So we don't know when they say Muhammad, who they're speaking of. And they don't use the terms. There's some terms that a Muslim regards strongly, deeply, and we must use, and we do use, all of us. They don't say peace and blessing be upon the Prophet. So we're asking ourselves, wait a minute, who are they talking? And then, just like the Bible, they use Fad as in the 3-in-1 scenario and said that he's God among them. And Elijah Muhammad is the messenger. Now I can get that part. But when they put it succinctly the way they do, is not to be accepted. I've had these conversations. I was also meant to be a minister, but the creed is incorrect. And then to twist Al-Islam up like Christianity, theological school teaching, is of no use, is no advantage. But to be clean, to have a right dietary, to have the politeness, to be representing us as a people, all those dignities, all those efforts are to be commended. But then, in terms of the worship, that's where it's spoiled. But Elijah Muhammad did make it clear that one will come after him and bring the nation to Islam. You can go now and search for some of Elijah Muhammad's speeches in the 70s, and you'll hear his Islamic repertoire. Did I say that? You can hear it. You can hear Elijah make references to the Quran and not the Bible and the Quran, to the Quran. He sent his children to learn. You used that the other night to say, well, that's why they turn out this way. What were they meant to do? They're meant to be like those peoples who came and they continue to be street hawkers, having their street lives, doing all their badness under the guise that they were members of Nation of Islam, which they were, but they were living two lives. And it was not just Philadelphia, and you know that. And you know the same thing happened among you people. You know that. And you know that among your people, you got some woke ideas. Huh? That your constitution, your governments and everything should be supported and respected, should be awarded. And no police, no no jurisprudence does. And you yourself laughed at many of your colleagues. Because you was there before. And you had the experience of being made to look like an idiot. By being taken in and served many hours when you could have just been civil and said, listen, this is my name, this is where I live, and they just let you go about your business. But you wanted to represent a constitution when there were some Moorish understanding among the founding fathers of America. That's deep. I can deal with that one for you, with you. But I prefer to be speaking with you on that, because I don't think you're well educated right there. You understand? Seriously. So to live a virtuous life and to want good for yourself as well as for others, you shouldn't be there sitting on the fence, validating, criticizing, and you know nothing about W.D. Muhammad more than that you've heard him, you've seen him, but you want to be part of our acknowledged conflicts. We're not there for that. And that's what probably hurts you. That you look at from 1975 all up now, and you can't hear no conflicts. You can't see it. It's just a virtuous conduct. And we're coming. I want to say we're coming again because we didn't go nowhere. But our children and our grandchildren from those fathers and mothers of that day, we're corralling them. They weren't missing. We're just showing them the importance of now structuring themselves, not as a cult, not as an organization, but as the peoples to which we are, and push themselves out there to be seen among the multitude. You know why? Because the decadence and the wrong treatment of us as a people still exists in a big way. And because people like yourself speak in the way you do and always tearing down and not trying to build up is why we're having to tell our children and our grandchildren that they need to be seen. Our children don't seek fame, don't seek recognition, they don't seek glory, they're not vain. And that's not because we've driven it into their brains. No. It's the teaching, the guidance of W.D. Muhammad, which come from Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and the virtuous Quran. Not Jew Ali's Quran. No, it's not Quran. It's not Jew Ali's book or text. No. Not Umar Gaddafi's book either. No. The Quran that was sent down or was sent through Muhammad. You mentioned something about Moses, Christ, and others. They could not be Muslims. That's why I say you're dumb. The Quran came with Prophet Muhammad. It's a completion of the former scriptures. A completion of the former scriptures. If you but read it, not what Jew Ali is given to you. If you read Al-Quran and you know the Bible, you will see Dawood, David. You will see Musa alayhi salam, Dawood, peace and blessing upon him, David. You see Musa alayhi salam, Moses. You'll see Isa alayhi salam, Christ, the one that, I don't know how you all refer to him as Jesus, but you know, you see them there. You're able to read about Noah alayhi salam. You're able to read about Pharaoh. Yes. But then if you have a mind like you turn around, oh, they copied it. No. If you read it, you'll see. When you read about Miriam, alayhi salam, you would ask yourself, wait a minute, how did I not know that this child was speaking from the cradle in representation of his mother and presenting God Almighty, and then how virtuous he was sent here to be, and he will never be overbearing unto his mother. What a wonderful read. Read it. And you read about embryology. You read about the genealogy of the civilization called human. And please don't say it's Muhammad, because it's not Muhammad. Peace and blessing upon him. It's Allah who's expanding these things and give it unto him through the angel, the Holy Spirit, Gabriel alayhi salam. Yes. Not someone sitting down with a reefer or some alcohol or whatever the case may be and come up with some concocted idea. And maybe they don't have to do all that. They just, they're good visionaries. You know what I mean? Because we have human beings like that, man. I've got some tremendous ideas for Africa. Water purification and everything else. I'm not finding engineers. The idea is there, the equipment is there. I can get the equipment from Sweden and Switzerland and so forth, and major parts from Germany and so forth. But the engineers, the people that's going to maintain it, see it, and so forth, yes. But in terms of construction, we're already there. But you understand? So the ideas of human beings, we're there, but sometimes some people don't, they seem to be in the clouds. And that's how you want to put our prophet. No, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing upon him, did not scribe, did not write, couldn't read. So he had no play in the Quran. You know what he did have? Memory. Do you know that there's millions of people we call Hafiz? My son is already one, but my daughters are right there. They're older than him. But it's nothing to do with age. It's to do with commitment. Commitment. And then the virtue, this blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which means you could have the book and make sure that they don't get it. And you put it under lock and key in a safe. But then they read it to you. No matter which page, which surah, which ayah, you will say they will complete it for you. You'd be like, we're going to have to kill him? So as much as you're trying to profess that you love and you honor Jew Ali, read his book to us by heart as a Hafiz. You can't. I don't know you, man, but I'm telling you now, you can't. And he took verses out of the Quran and add to that book. So his heart is between him and God. His intentions between him and God. Maybe he had good intentions for my grandfather of the day. But they used Al-Islam and they knew what they were doing. And Al-Islam is telling them, be mindful, don't do this. So no one who have read the Quran could tell you that it doesn't warn us. Don't be mischievous with the Quran. Don't try to put the Quran behind your back and then say something that the Quran didn't say to make people feel that you are whatever. The Quran does that, It does that. It's there. It's a warning to every man, because this is why we're here. This is why we're such a mess. Because the generations before us, they took it, what was given unto them, and misused it and hid it from their people. Don't you see, even the people who call themselves Christians, they're never contented. They're always changing something. They're always adding. They take something out and put something in. Europeans, that's their way. For some strange reason, they translate. They're constantly doing these things. Now we've got this generation has come now. They're dealing with the Trinity. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We're trying to find out where you coming with. Our young generals and queens. And then you say, where is that in your scripture? And they said, don't worry about that. And they said, no. Where you get it from then? Where you get it from? And why is it so important for you to have a God as a human being? And if this be the case, the crucifixion is meant to delete or erase criminality, sin. In your little lifetime, can you say that that's what you haven't seen or experienced? Don't want to talk about it. Say, no, it's not what you don't want to talk about. You started to talk about it yourself. You're saying that this Jesus died for the sin of mankind, so why ain't sin eliminated from the earth? What, is this a special set of people? I mean, what club does one have to belong to? So all the atrocities I said that's just happened, just been witnessed in 3 years, and the world and the human rights and the international law hasn't done a thing. United Nations hasn't done a thing. What? Is wickedness more powerful than righteousness? If that be the case, where's your Jesus now? What? Sitting on the right hand of God, and yet still he's God. Summons him here. The minute that thing has started, you should have summoned him. Because wickedness is increased. The people call it a genocide. You should have been summoning me. Apple everybody. You know what I mean? Get a direct link. Everyone is laughing. And I said, this is not funny. Because you're standing with that. And you're the same, my brother. Wake up, man. We're on the way out and you're making jokes. And you're coming with this Arab swing. And I'm saying to you, what have you built? What have you developed? Which infrastructure have you put together? Which infrastructure are you sufficing? What are you doing? You're tearing us apart. And you're a fault finder. And you ain't went to none of our lessons. You ain't went to none of our classes. You ain't spent a day or a month in the light of the teaching, the guidance, and the instructions of W.D. Muhammad. You haven't read the Quran inside out. You haven't implemented the Quran. So if you picked up the Quran and you looked for something called who's the favorite person that you people like? You're not going to go to Noah. Yeah, you maybe go to Noah, Ham, Sham, and Jaffa, right, and everything. Did you try to appreciate, or did you go there with a critical mind? Did you apply it? Did you try to comprehend it? No, you're saying no. They copied the name, man. This is not like the Bible, man. You know what I mean? Because we do not add anything to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. Who gave us the authority to do that? And we can't take nothing away from it. So, because who will give us the authority to do that? What if we're capable of doing such things, which man is, then we should be doing good. Because if we're saying that we accept that it's God who sent this thing, and then we're going to criticize God, the creator of everything, I mean, how's that supposed to be possible? That's disingenuous. This is not good. That's a bad child. So do you get it now? We're not like that. You are like that. But you're doing it to say that we're wrong and Imam is wrong. How do you know that? How did you come to that conclusion? How did you come to that conclusion? Now, you're using the resources that's there. There's no problem because you're good at it. You're very good at the techniques. Sometimes you try to make out that there's someone else doing something because you know that people are onto your stuff. You know, we know that there's some authority that supports you. Huh? Yeah. So you come with that little thing, you know what I'm saying? And so forth and so forth. Stop it, man. Stop it. But if you insist, if you're going to be insistent on going down to try to defame Imam Worthy Muhammad, Wallace Muhammad, they'll be the last of you. Seriously. They'll be the last of you. I've told you. It ain't going to do you nothing. You're going to do yourself. Because you see, when truth comes, falsehood runs. Falsehood is a perishing thing. Yeah? You understand? Ain't going to hurt yourself. So if I was you, I'll leave him alone. You understand? I'll leave him alone. Seriously. I will leave W.D. Muhammad legacy, and we, his children, his followers, you understand? The ones who love him, appreciate him for what he's done, what he's been able to do, and what he can still do because of his guidance to us. You understand? So it's not like, what should we say? There's a word that people use, you understand? We're not making him into a deity, right? Because I've got some wonderful teachers that I ask God to bless them. I had some teachers, you understand, coming up in secondary school, senior school. You understand? Very nice people, right? And the way in which they taught, right? And everything. So you honor people like that, right? And we honor W.D. Muhammad. Yeah? Helping us to shape our character, shape our lives and everything else. You understand? From our mothers and fathers down to us. You understand? So when you decide to speak about Jew Ali, I hope you can come with that. I hope you can come with that. And you see with W.D. Muhammad, besides not going into the Vietnam War or Vietnam conscript or whatever, he was never arrested for anything. You may know something about. Nah, I'll leave that for you to find out. I was gonna say, because we all have a taste for women, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't do as his father did. So, and that's neither here or there, right? You understand? But I'm not going against Malika Shabazz, right? And we love him. You understand? And Elijah loved him too. But those who put Elijah against Malcolm, Malika Shabazz, Al-Mawali, right, will pay the price. It's just that Al-Mawali is not with us. It was taken out, which is a sad. So I want to leave you now because I spend too much time. Because if you let me up on your station, I will come. You understand? I will come because I admire you. But what you've been saying and what you said the other night, nah. It stands out there now that you're working for and you're all about tearing people down, right? You've been given an assignment. That's why I call you a ghostwriter, because the amount of things that you've done against the Nation of Islam, you've given these people so much that they can go and write something contrary to what the Nation of Islam stand for or what they do. You're making them out to be, and you keep using the word cult and missilon, right, and so forth and so forth. You understand? And what you've done to help the situation, you got a sister in there. So it's not coming like you just came from Min, right? But what you would have liked is for her to say that she was being ill-treated by Min. That ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. No matter how you twist things. Because you ask a question or they're saying something, And once you don't get what you want to hear, you interrupt. You interrupt. You understand? You interrupt. You set a stage, there's an agenda, and you go after it. The brother was explaining about W.D. Muhammad, and he didn't want to hear. And you opposed him all the time to say, no, nothing ever go like that. And he didn't stand on you to say, since you're saying that, what does it go like? He should have questioned you. Come up with some evidence. Give me some proof. Validate, expand what you're trying to say. But he didn't do that. Now, if he's getting $50 for being there, he treasures $50. I wouldn't.
Whoa, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Whoa. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh, yeah. It's just a matter of time. Oh, yeah. It's a matter of time. Time is the master. But I am the master of time. Time is the master. And time is the master of life. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah, it's just a matter of time. Oh yeah, it's a matter of time. It takes time to build this world. It's time to get through this universe. It takes time to build this world. It's time to get through this universe, y'all. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh yeah. Whoa. In the morning when just sunrise, I give thanks and praise to see the light. In the evening when the day passes by, I lift my head and shout to the sky. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Everything is just a matter of time. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh yeah.
So you need to learn, you know. Because if you learn, it's not so much that you will earn, but you have a better understanding of things. You understand me? You need to learn, man. So this one goes out to you again. You understand? Seriously. Even though it's reggae, don't try run away, you know. Because we listen to your hip hop and your this and that. And I know say you're good at what you just do. Because for them jingles are yours. Not jingles, but them songs you just put is yours. You record them. Hold this.
Oh, now. Whoa.
It's the lyrics you're supposed to listen to, you know. I make the rhythm hold you, because if you see he's an African, you know what I mean, you should be. Your ancestry through your complexion of the Tainos. Hold tight, man. Listen lyrics.
Oh, now. Whoa. Oh, now. Yeah, boy. Don't be the flower that bloom in the springtime. Yeah. Hear the rise of the moon.
we honor our sisters, you know what I mean? We just don't look upon them as objects. You understand? Seriously, we honor them because when we're down, them pick we up. You understand? Simple things, right? Them put harmony inside our soul. You see? And them help us, and we help them to raise the family. Without them as queen, there's no family. Come.
Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth. I'm gonna put on an iron shirt and chase Satan out of earth. I'm gonna put on an iron shirt and chase the devil out of earth. I'm gonna send him to outer space to find another race. I'm gonna send him to outer space to find another race.
Hold up. Let me get him right. Quick, Creator. Come.
Help them, Jaja.
Good enough.
Show them, Jaja. Help them, Jaja. Show them. Look at the life we are living. God created us. Look at the things we've been giving. God created them. Look at the sun and the moon. God created them. Look at the stars that shine so bright. God created them. So give thanks and praise to Jah for keeping us safe every day.
So when we talk nature now, we know say when we say Jah, we mean God Almighty, you know. So we give thanks for everything. We give everything in nature. We give everything in our lifestyle. You know what I mean? We give everything in our families. You understand? Tearing down people. What for? Which one? Listen here. The devil must have sent you. Make you come. Think I waste time with you. Come.
What's that in my hands I carry? Marijuana, no vaccine. You give me it to use and carry, and you got me. Now you can see the teardrops rolling down from my eyes. I would like to ask you one question. What makes you what you are? I know it's not your job. What made you what you are? Cause Jaja never made no wicked man. Nobody so brutal like you. Jaja never made no evil man. Nobody so brutal like you. You never must have made you what you are.
You understand me? I'm telling you, when people behave like that, you know, them come with an unclean spirit. Serious thing. Come.
Jaja never sleep. No. Jaja never sleep. No. That is why I give him my soul.
have some fun with him. Come here.
Tonight's solution. Light, you should be afraid. When wicked is thy enemies come like to stop the stumble and fall. Now let me see you say, I did una video. Can you say, I did una video? I think you say that Santa Masana. Can you say that Santa Masana? Giant and street and I redeem it for my issue never over the days now we tell it to you. Can let me tell you say that Santa Masana. Can let me tell you say you got to rock on. Rock on and like it should or like it to you. Stick around and don't you be no gun, I'm gonna put it down. Santa Masana. Can let me tell you say that Santa Masana. Blessed be the man who walk it now to the cool of the ungodly. Now standing to the weak out sinners. Now see them scornful. But this is the light time and the tea that night nature feel like the tree of branches bound for river up upon that. And even for foot to the sea down. It's never so shall not be the one part of the Christian cross. Can it be Jesus say you got to come on? Can you say ooh, I did una video? Can you say ooh, I did una video? I say that's a time.
So here what now? We're not done with you yet, you know. Come here, quick.
He said we should love one another, but still be fighting. We fight every day. A brother kill a brother, a sister kills a sister. It can't go on like this. Oh no, I know it can't go on like this. Oh no, Jah made us all. He didn't say we should fight for each other. He said we should love our brother.
Sugar Crucial Minor, can you understand me? You see them tune there? Yo! Hold it! What day this man had turned up the other day? You understand? And it come like the only tune them have is three. Come on, you dangerously foolish. Come.
You are my father, so give me things so that I can achieve things. I miss a one for Jojo, how are you so cold to it? I miss a one for Jojo.
Man, him don't know them type of tune, and them type of tune hurt him feeling. He don't know them. Hold this here. Quick.
It's been too long. We've been going on the way we're going on. Gotta be a time for change, yeah. So long we've been going on the way we're going on. There must be a time for change, yeah. Time to know that we ought to live much better. Time to know that we can't do without each other. Time to know that we are a brother's keeper. Time to know ourselves. Yeah. We find time for working, sporting, whining and dining, negotiating, yes, wheeling and dealing, yeah. Time to explore the earth, moon and stars. I see many out there who find lots of time to make war. Tell me why can't they find a time for love? Yes, there must be a time for change.
I'm telling you, man, change your ways, man. You work for the wrong set of people. Defend us. Don't try to tear us down. Come here.
There is a message in what I've got to say to you. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, a merry old soul was he. But old King Cole lost all his gold, and now he's trying to see. Don't put your trust in vanity, for it will let you down. Don't put your trust in vanity, or you'll be on the ground. Like Humpty Dumpty sat upon a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All of his friends and the money they spent couldn't get Humpty together again. Don't put your trust in vanity, for only Jah can help you and set you free. Little Miss Mary, you're quite contrary. How does it all go? With silver heads and cracker shells, and no one to at all. Vanity, a vanity, spoiling humanity. Vanity. It is easier for a camel to go to the higher kingdom than the rich man to entering the kingdom of Zion.
Pick up the pieces. Come here. A guidance with it.
Put them together. If you only try to make it what it should be, you better not wait. You better not wait. You better not wait. One time. One pick up the pieces, don't throw it away. I'm gonna build my whole world around you. Life can be beautiful if you only try to make it what it should be. You better not wait. You better not wait. You better not wait. You better not wait. One time. One time. You better not wait.
You can't be right.
Come listen to me now. Yeah. What I gotta say. Around and wrong. Why can't you understand? You should not be. I won't just obey your way. He will see you through. No matter how long it might take you. realize, brother, did you realize what we sow shall reap? And don't be God to see what happens coming life. Brother, did you realize what we sow shall reap? And don't you think that just sleep? No, Jah no sleep, yeah. No, it's what we do, yeah. Come on, listen to me now. Jah is watching everything. I'm begging you to why can't you see when you feel your brother
Yo, you right, I right. We have to run for your
Small muscles and full receive. All I need with I got to take leave. If you came to me, I will toss you the green.
this with him in.
Small muscles and full receive. All I need with I got to take leave. If you came to me, I will toss you the green. So run for your life. See, run. Say gonna run for your life. Not when the fire start burning, or when the wheels start turning, or when the fire start burning, when the wheels start turning. Some are running to the valley, keep them focused by the valley. Some stop feel valley. I man know them a folly. For the fire in the Vatican, them a go run down a Samoan. Not Israel, you better fight. To leave you back into the sky. But you will live and never die. You make it if you try. Go run down a Samoan. Them a go run down a Samoan. For we consider the power. Live and love and you will be power. You will persevere and power every hour. This is the naughty weather shower. Little children to go to nightclubs and all the liquor store. Still I'm gonna find my girl, you gotta look once more. And I'm going to keep it. Some are mocking and fighting. Some of them are going to keep it. Count your blessings, tell it cheap when you really go to sleep. Some are on my mind. Stop the moving and fighting. Not Israeli but one. You got to stand for it. Can be strong like a woman. Only the German don't turn, but not the trader. You trader down trader. You don't feel like later. 10 tails running down the valley. Official coming. Why this shredded I run you, man? I tell you now. Sure. What longest give us the most. That way figure you don't go to river. You live a river. Not in the Jordan River. Not in the river, but not in the river. Jordan River, Virginia. See the Jordan River down in the valley. Not in the double span of valley. Down over the hill and down in the valley. We bring knuckles, maga, weasel. Me, I go step it on the side.
Yeah, man. So we want to say guidance for real, you know what I mean? Gone.
Icy road, yeah. Cold. Icy road. Yeah.
When the road is foggy, you better be ready. When the road is icy, it can be slippery, yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah, you see when we play them sound they like that now. I'm not need to get frightened, you know, because you're not going to get no more. Yes, man. Lick it down.
Icy road, yeah, yeah. Cold. Icy road. When the road is foggy, you better be ready. When the road is icy, it can be slippery, yeah. Oh, boy. I can't Well then, I say in this fun town, it's a gun town. Use from Waterhouse or play round. Make sense in a stay wrong, but the narrow stay wrong. If take your foot out now. Fun town, it's a gun town. Really do bandileros. Make sense and know your road. Don't you turn off, oh no. You're up in your wise mind just like Haile Selassie I. Fittest of the fittest survive. Yeah, we caught in a Zion tonight. When the Gideons thought they can't act surprise. So on your journey, take it nice and easy. But it can be risky. Situation can get tricky. Tricky. Situation can get tricky.
At the community where I work with, you know, they get frightened now. So we say we're gone, you know, we not forget to say that the killing in Lebanon, the killing in Palestine still continues. The war not done. The killing in Iran not cease. You understand? Come. So when you're wrong, you're surely wrong.
When you are wrong, don't say you're right. Don't say you're right. Whenever you are wrong, you must admit that you were wrong. When you are wrong, one can never ever make one right. When you are wrong, these are the problems faced in the world of today. When you were wrong, you must admit that you were wrong. So check yourself right on up when you are wrong, wrong, wrong. When you are wrong, don't say you're right. When you are wrong, don't say you're right. No, no, no. When you're wrong, don't say you're right. When you're wrong, don't.
See, my brother, when you're wrong, don't try to be right. Hey! Proper talk. Come here. Listen. The war is over. Did you hear that? No war. War should be over. I look the tune there, you know. Come again. Hit him hard. The war is over. Yo, Nero, we're come for you, you know.
From the sound of you can hear what the good brother say. Musical sounds coming down with me. Now this is a musical sensation that is shaking the whole nation, and you can feel the vibration. This musical disc was created from creation, shaking you from the #1 station, as the brother would tell you. Hey, you can hear the good brother say, now since the war is over, it'll be like crimson and clover. Even them that deal with violence, they should look down in silence. And you can hear the brother say, no war, brothers and sisters, the war is over.
Don't stop.
Now you can live good in your neighborhood. Baby, you can live good like you know you should. So if you're young or old, baby, let the good time roll. You got to reach out and touch your soul. Baby, you can never be cold. You must tell you, I would never compel you. I would never make you blue, neither would I turn my back on you. Hey, give it to me. You can hear the good brother say, play from the sound and lead the way. Hey, give it to me. So stop running around with Tom, Dick and Harry. Soon you will be very sorry. It will break my heart, although we're so far apart. So be wise Because you got to realize you must learn to equalize. And if you equalize, then you will socialize.
Africa, we want to go. Guidance.
Blazing. Cause I love you. Mama Africa, we cry for you. Cause we love you.
Africa, we want to go.
Yes.
Africa, we want to know.
Yes.
Africa, we want to go.
That's where we're from.
And we want to know.
Yes, I want you to know. Africa, and as a Rasta wanna go. Where judge of blessings always a flow like Moses. And as a Rasta must always glow from my head down to my toe. I said the high on the mountain of Kilimanjaro is the cool of the breeze and the more we chant. Beauty on Babylon of peace, please.
Zimbabwe, Kenya, Ethiopia, South Africa. Yes, we're coming, oh. We're trying to visit. Get ready. Yes, we're going on.
The Most High. We cry for you, cause we love you.
A reggae music, man. Don't get frightened. So we have say guidance, you know. Take a lesson, take a leaf, learn. You understand? Be respectful to yourself so you can be respectful to others. Wish good for others, so good will also come unto you. Be virtuous in your conduct, in your character when it comes to African business, African redemption, African liberation, Pan-Africanism. You understand? If you don't have those qualities, just leave us alone. Don't mention nothing. You understand me? Because those qualities is our revolution. Not evolution, our revolution. You understand? Because what I did not get today to my grandparents and everything, that's why I have true life. But we never succeed to get the freedom that they search for. They wanted. You understand? So hence, we're still on the track. Our children and our grandchildren will benefit. You understand? Because they have life. So now we raise them by the will of God, the grace of God, to do good. You understand? As human beings on this earth, right? All the furtherments that is there, the Almighty give to everybody. All human beings. You understand me? So who am I to deny all the favors of God Almighty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Which of his favors more will you deny? You understand? You're following racism. You're following the narrative of supremacy. We not follow that. We are follow and we're in love with Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him. And obviously we honor and love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Serious thing. You understand me? So Abraham alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam, they were all Muslims. Al-Quran was given to the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You understand? The Torah, as it was told unto us, was given to Moses, Musa alayhi salam. The Zabur was given to Solomon and Dawood. The Injil was given to Isa alayhi salam. Al-Quran was given to Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for all mankind. So which of the favors of our Lord will you, O mankind, deny? I can't deny any. You understand? Because I understand. Long time. Now I'm a Muslim. I'm more virtuous in the realization of the thing. Because you breathe, you drink, and you eat. Yes, the sun rises, the moon comes, the star will rise. We'll see the stars during the darkest hour, the darkest time, not hour, the dark. You understand? We acknowledge our shadows. Our shadow, not shadows, our shadow on the ground. And we see if we're vigilant when it changes its angles. Yes, marvelous sight it is. So what signs of our Lord do we not recognize? We have eyes, don't we? We have a sensitive nature, haven't we? We have a soul. Are we in touch with it? Really, speaking about it and not being in touch with it, understanding it and realizing it, and it's part of us, is so many different things. It's so many different things. So what is the quality of W.D. Muhammad? How to appreciate life, how to live life, how to follow the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, the guidance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assured him to give to us as human beings so we can live and experience life. Huh? We can live and experience life. How beautiful it is. Guidance, we're gone. You see? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you all can. Hey, from tomorrow now, when I can comment on the chat, the thing says successfully connected. So tomorrow, please comment and don't be with no vulgarity, and type English. Cause hey, I'm not a young person. You know what I mean? Yeah, guidance, we're gone. Wow.